Hey, what's up guys and welcome to part 44 of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go and check out my main channel. I posted what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary, but it was a bit earlier, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't yet. And also, I'm gonna be posting what if Naruto was taken by the Raikage. And also what if Naruto went missing for 4 years. So go ahead and check those out. And enjoy all the lovely what ifs coming your way. So if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And thank you all for your support and help. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's begin. So the last time we left off, Naruto explained his plan to Zetsu, as Zetsu must transform into him and go to the sand and hand over the information on Deidara and Sasori that he has. If the Sand Village get the information and weakness about them, and they still cannot defeat them, then they no longer deserve to be called one of the great hidden village. Mai also said that she wants to be married to Naruto if she was going to sign an alliance with Konoha. Everyone was really shocked at this, but Naruto said nothing as Tsunade rubbed her head. Alright, we will discuss your matters and we will call you back when you're ready, Tsunade told her. So yeah, that was basically the last where we left off, but you guys can go ahead and switch across to the playlist and check out all the other parts for yourself. So let's start this new episode. May nodded as she left the council chambers, as she knew if they did not accept her offer, then she would have to live with it. That elder Koharu was one greedy witch though. She wants other bloodlines, but she doesn't want to give out Naruto just because he possessed the sharingan. Back in the council room, I think her demands are reasonable, Tatsumi said, but we cannot accept the one about helping them village recover, Tatsumi said, speaking her own thoughts. Given that Naruto, one of us, helped free their village, I believe that we have done enough. Helping them recover after helping them be free, well, that is too much, Hayashi said. But she did withdraw her offer to give us the Kagai and Yuki so we can create a new bloodline here in Konoha in a way to remind the council of the fact. That is because someone had to open their big mouth, Tsunade said, sending a hard glare at Koharu. She stated that she wasn't interested in the sharingan, Shibi said. So, that leads me to believe that any child that she have with Naruto will be belonging to Konoha. But she stated with a very interesting fact that she is the wielder of two bloodlines, Shikaku stated, allowing the words to play inside of everyone's heads that she was a wielder of two bloodlines. But we must also not forget that Naruto is a wielder of two very powerful bloodlines, the Sharingan and the Monkey-tan. Homura was silent as he wondered what kind of monster would they create if her and Naruto had a child and the child managed to possess all four bloodlines. How powerful will he be since Naruto is already powerful over cage level, and having a child with her, as he wondered. So far we accept the proposal that is good, except for the part to help them recover. All the clan head nodded except for Naruto, who was quiet the entire time. So what about our demands? Tsunade asked. I don't think that there is nothing that the mist can give us at the moment. As the Mizukage said, the alliance would be good for Konoha in the long run, Shibi said. Tsunade nodded and then looked at Naruto. What do you have to say about this, Naruto? She asked. Do you have any objections to the marriage? Should we accept the proposal? All eyes then turned on Naruto as they wait for his answer. I have no objections, Naruto said calmly. There was a silence until Tsunade spoke. Okay, I will consider this meeting over, but Jiraiya has informed me that the zone is being rebuilt and near completion. Jiraiya have given me some information. But it wasn't enough and I wanted to find out more before I bring this matter up, Tsunade said. The sound? The same village that was created by that snake trader? As everyone in the room was muttering to each other, Tsunade nodded. A woman named Guren is leading it. She is one of Orochimaru's subordinates, the most powerful one. She then paused for a moment. Naruto, what do you know about it? She asked. The same thing you know, said Naruto, that the sound is being rebuilt by a woman named Guren. Nothing more. Before any of you get any ideas about it, we will not be going up against the sound if they come to be a threat until then. The meeting is dismissed, Tsunade said. Later that day, at the Uchiha compound, Naruto entered his house. I have been waiting for you, as he came in to see Mei and Sasuke. Sasuke then excused himself, seeing that Naruto arrived. I am not surprised, he said as he walked up to Mei. He then stopped and placed a hand on her shoulder, surprising her a little. Come with me, he said, as the both of them disappeared in a swirl of red flames. They arrived at Minato's house. Mei looked around. As she was curious, she raised her eyebrow. Where are we? She asked. Another house that belongs to me, said Naruto. As he brought her to the library, he sat down behind the desk and gestured for her to sit down in front of the desk on the chair. You know that Kojuro and Ayo will be alarmed when they come back to the compound and see that I'm not there, Mei said calmly, looking at Naruto. But she was not worried. She has told them that she will return to the hotel if anything. But knowing them, they will search the entire place if they saw it getting late and she didn't return. We won't take long, said Naruto. Where were you after the council meeting? Mei said, looking directly into Naruto's eyes. Sasuke didn't want to tell me. I was busy training someone, he answered, as he had been training Karin. Who? Mei asked. That is not important, said Naruto. I trust that Tsunade informed you about Konoha's decision. Mei frowned slightly. Yes, she said in a low tone. I was hoping that they will offer me support in the rebuild of Kiri. We really need help for the recovery. Have you signed anything? Naruto asked. No, I was given some time to think things over. Mei smiled slightly. Well, I am happy that you did not oppose to my marriage proposal. Sign it, Naruto said. It will be good in the long run. As for helping with the recovery, I might help with that. Mei noticed that Naruto brushed aside her comment on the marriage thing. How are you going to do it? And why? She asked. Technically, I will not help with that. That is your business, not mine. But I would like to expand my powers to the other shinobi land and have more influence over the shinobi world in the years to come. Nonetheless, I have someone that can help you. It will be good for both you and her. What are you talking about? Mei asked. The sound. By now you must have heard that the village is being rebuilt. It is nearly finished by now. I started that project to expand my power. After leaving here, you will go to the sound and speak to them about an alliance. Go to the leader, Guren, and tell her that I was the one who sent you. Both of you can help each other out, Naruto explained. You're behind the rebuilding of the sound? Mei asked. So, I'm guessing that Konoha doesn't know about it. That is true, he said. Why tell me though? Aren't you afraid that I might tell the Hokage about this? She asked. Naruto smiled slightly. Would you really betray the man who freed your village? Would you betray the man that you want to marry? He asked. You are telling me this because you know I won't tell anyone. As Naruto was sure that she owed him and she liked him. As he was much more sneaky than she thought, she did not think that he would pull something like this off, but he did. Naruto did not respond. He simply looked straight into her eyes. So, you're expanding your power. For what purpose? Do you want to take over the world? You basically own Kiri. And I'm guessing that Konoha will follow soon. And now, you're the one behind the sound. So what exactly do you want to do? To become the supreme ruler of the world? She asks. As Kiri already loved him, he already have 2 villages in his palm. Konoha being the strongest village out of the 5 great nations. And now the sound. Those with power are the only one that people listen to. I already have power, but with village behind me, I will become even more powerful. It seems to me like you plan on controlling the elemental nations. Not at all, said Naruto. If I wanted that, you would have been taking order from me because I was the one who freed Kiri. But even after killing Yagura, I left all of that to you, so you can become the Mizukage. And if I wanted to, after that, I would have went to Kumo and used my Mokitan to subdue the Jinchurikis, summon the Kyuubi, and allow him to destroy everything. And then, the Raikage would have kneeled to me, and the same through all of the other villages. That was possible, very much possible, as Main knew that the Kyuubi was the strongest Bichu out of them all. And Naruto possessed the Mokitan, he can subdue any Bichus, so he could do that if he want. So, you don't want to control the world. What do you want? She asks. Let us leave it at that, Naruto said. It was already late, he will soon have to speak to Zetsu about what happened at the Sand Village. Mei nodded. So, let us speak about our marriage. Is it going to be just a show where we don't have a real relationship between husband and wife? She asked, leaning over the decks. You seem eager about it, he said. Well, yes. I have been alone for a long time now, and I'm not getting any younger. Some intimacy and being violated by you will be highly appreciated, the Mizukage stated with no shame. We can pick up where we left off in Kiri, and it can be very fun, she said with a charming smile. Sign the agreement, then you and I will talk, said Naruto. The next day at the hideout, Naruto was currently sitting on his throne with his hand resting under his chin as he looked up at Zetsu. So, how did it go? He asked. There was a number of deaths in the village. Deidara has threatened to blow up parts of the village if they didn't hand over the Kazekage. Surprisingly, the villagers refused to allow Gaara to be taken. They were able to deal with his explosions. In the end, he managed to get away, barely, because he was being overwhelmed. Gaara defeated him badly though, as his right hand and his left leg was severely damaged because Gaara crushed it with the sand. I suppose you deal with him after it though, Naruto asks. Yes, I took his head to Gurin so she could have the bounty. The money is needed for the village. Excellent, Naruto said. And what of Gaara? He's fine, he only fights with Deidara while his top shinobis fight with Sasori. A messenger should be arriving at Konoha soon, looking for help. Sasori poisoned a few of the Sand Shinobi in their fight, but because of the information you sent them, they won and they killed him. Everything seemed to have worked well, Naruto stated. Zetsu nodded. The battle was worth watching. Even Gaara seemed to have gotten a lot stronger than before. His control over sand is impressive. His defense is even better. I don't think that it can be bypassed by speed so easily anymore. Gaara was very grateful for your assistance. He would have been taken if it wasn't for your information on the 2 Akatsuki members. So you have another ally behind you, said Zetsu. And I am sure that someday he will personally come to you and thank you himself. The sand, the mist, the sound, Konoha, they are all close to me. Perhaps I should take over the rain when I finish my battle with Nagato, Naruto said with a thought look on his face. So what do you plan to do with all that? You will have control over Konoha. The sound, the mist, and the sand will be supporting you all the way. Also, when you take over the rain. Naruto responded to Zetsu's question with a question. Do you think I'm worser than Madara? He wanted peace in his own way. But I just stand behind and simply watch things turn out in my favor. Zetsu did not respond, so Naruto asked another question. Do you think that my mother would be proud if she see me walking around with not a care about anything in this world? Zetsu did not respond. Naruto then stood up from his seat. I find myself asking myself these kind of questions. Perhaps it's because of Uchiha, or maybe I am just revealing what I have kept inside of me. As he then shook his head. What have my experience taught me? He feared the answer, but such question should not bother him. What are you going to do now? Asked Zetsu. I will continue with my current plans. Nothing has changed yet. Perhaps we will take another route when I murder Obito. Naruto answered Zetsu's question, walking closer to him. I am retiring for the night. Before you go, Zetsu said, stopping Naruto in his tracks. The old man, Oniki, has sent 2 spies at the zone. They will be assisting his granddaughter in her search for answers. I received this information from one of the clones stated there, he said. Naruto brushed away the hair that was on the side of his face. As he sighed, deal with them, and then dropped them in Oniki's office, dead. As Naruto then walked off. The next day at the Hokage's office, Tsunade looked between Mei and Naruto with a thoughtful look on her face. Naruto, Tsunade said, Mei and I have finalized the alliance between Konoha and Kiri. What is left is for you and me to discuss your other terms. Tsunade stated she did not want to actually say marriage. Naruto kept silent for a while before speaking. Okay, he said simply. Tsunade wondered what was wrong with Naruto these days, as she wasn't expecting that from him. As he's gotten even more quiet and he's keeping his distance. Be a little more happy about this, Naruto. It is not like this is a punishment, Mei said, trying to get Naruto to cheer up. Mei, Naruto said, do you want me to dance in front of you with a large smile on my face? It would be amusing if you could, Mei said with a grin, as Naruto's face remained the same. So, will you do it? I won't tell anyone, she asked. No, Naruto said, as he then looked back at Tsunade, as she had an amused look on her face. Is there anything else? He asked. Tsunade nodded. Mei, you will have to excuse us. Naruto and I have some matters to discuss. Mei nodded as she stood up from her seat. I will be waiting for you, she said, as Naruto just turned his head and turned back to Tsunade, as she then left. Tsunade then looked at Naruto. I received word from the Sand. Akatsuki has attacked the Sand, but they managed to kill one of them and the other escaped, she said, pausing for a moment. The Kazekage said that he was grateful for your help, she said, looking at Naruto. The scroll I received did not tell exactly what you do, but Gaara said that he was thankful because of you. As she sent her best medics to deal with the poison shinobis in the village, as she know that they will heal all the poison shinobis. Naruto merely nodded as Tsunade looked him straight in the eyes. During the invasion of the Sound and the Sand, you fought well for this village. You did better than most Jonins, but no one trusts you, but you still fought for the village. Our relationship with the Sand will get only better, and we now have a signed agreement with Kiri because of you. And all of it is thanks to you. What you did for Kiri is greatly helpful for Konoha, as people now see that Konoha helped out a village in need, as you have ensured our village closeness to the water daimyo as well. What I'm saying, as the 5th Hokage, I am grateful for your efforts. Despite the lack of trust, you have not done anything to harm the village or do anything out of the way. So far you have done things that benefited Konoha greatly, and for that, I thank you. Naruto looked at Tsunade with a raised eyebrow. This is unexpected, he said. Tsunade smiled slightly. If you had asked me this in a few days, I would have never thought that I would say this. But now I know. Sometimes our ideas may clash, but I am willing to put that all behind us for the sake of Konoha. Tsunade then looked at Naruto as he looked back at her. He then stood up from his seat. Very well then, he said, as he disappeared in flames. At the Uchiha compound, Naruto has got into the compound before Mei could, as he figured that she has been taking a walk. When Naruto arrived, he saw Karin. As he just walked up to her, "How far are you in Fuinjutsu?" he asked. Karin looked at him. Not even a hello, she said in her mind, as Naruto didn't even greet her. "Well, I am getting there," she responded. As she was not going to tell him how far she was, getting there was enough to drive him off topic, as she wanted to mess with him a little. "Can you at least make explosive tags?" Naruto asked. Anyone who go through sealing training, they must know how to make explosive tags because they were simply to do. "Yes, but they do not cause much destruction," Karin responded. Truthfully, she was happy when she finally made that explosive tag, but its range of destruction was quite small. Naruto then looked at her. "Are you positive that you will find something to do in the sound?" As he didn't want to run around in circles if he take her there, and she said that she's bored and he has to bring her back to Konoha. "Yes," she replied confidently, as she lived there once and she wanted to go back now that the village was thriving. "Fine," said Naruto, "I will take you there." The next day, I will also take the library in Minato's house to the palace, as once everyone knows that he's a true leader, he will be staying there for the most of the time. But that does not mean that he will abandon his goal of becoming Hokage. "Someone is coming," said Karin, looking behind him. "It must be Mai," said Naruto, as he knew that Mai was coming to him to talk about their marriage. "The Mizukage?" asked Karin. Naruto nodded. "Go back to your house. I will come by later to inform you of when we're leaving." But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.